Good afternoon and welcome to the fields at Southern Virginia University for our men's lacrosse game with Southern Virginia Knights versus the St. Mary's College Seagulls. Unfortunately, the great weather that we've enjoyed over the past week has turned a little bit on the cold side, you could say. 41 degrees outside and rain, feels like 34. Again, just a typical month of March here for Southern Virginia at Southern Virginia. St. Mary's will be starting today. Number 4, Luke Eschelman. Number 7, Austin Toland. Number 10, Javier Flores. Number 17, Connor Jordan. Number 25, Max Alderman. Number 27, Kevin O'Malley. Number 35, Matt Carney. Number 42, Benjamin Stevens. Number 77, Nick Wilkinson. And number 88, Mike Freege. Starting for the Knights will be number 4, Greg Gowdy. Number 7, Spencer Tunick. Number 11, Syrian Giroux. Number 12, Logan Lund. Number 16, Zach Daneman. Number 18, Ryan Larson. Number 22, Casey Rich. Number 36, Derek Marks. Number 40, Colin Maxfield. And number 45, Ian Arvey. Southern Virginia comes into this contest with a 3-4 record, 1-2 in the Capital Athletic Conference. St. Mary's comes in at 2-4, 0-1 in the Capital Athletic Conference. It'd be a great feather in the Knights' hat to get their second conference win at the expense of St. Mary's. Hopefully the weather won't be a deterrent for either team, and we'll have a great day of lacrosse ahead of us. In goal for Southern Virginia will be Ian Arvey, and in goal for St. Mary's will be Max Alderman. Other games going on today. Southern Virginia's baseball team is at Penn State Harrisburg. Unfortunately, the first game went the way of Penn State Harrisburg Lions, 4-3. Southern Virginia's women's lacrosse team is at Salisbury, and they are just got underway. So now you can see the rain coming down. There's no chance of sunstroke or heat stroke today. The athletes should be able to maintain great hydration, and so we shouldn't have any problems that we've seen earlier when the weather was up around 70, 75 degrees with some athletes having some cramping problems. In the face-off circle will be number 24, Teddy Soker, and number 12, Logan Lund. Lund has done a great job so far this year, winning a lot of face-offs for the Knights, and that's really been one of the great starting points for the Knights this season. Also, you have Casey Rich, who's returned as second team all-conference player, but the big story has been some of the fabulous freshmen that the Knights have, in Zach Daneman, Spencer Tunick, and Kimber Payton. There we see number 22, Casey Rich, with a shot on goal. Ball's on the ground and scooped up by St. Mary's number 10, Javier Flores. And here we see the pressure put on St. Mary's by Daneman. Great job by the Knights. Going to get a slashing call, I do believe. And you can see the footing is going to be treacherous for both teams today, as we have just rain coming down, soaking the turf. So it's going to be paramount that both teams try to stay under control, maybe slow down their pace just a little bit offensively. See now that the Knights are a man down, and let's see what kind of man down offense they can run. or man down defense and keep St. Mary's from scoring in this first quarter. St. Mary's being very patient. Knights are doing a great job moving as a unit, keeping St. Mary's out, and any cutters that go through are being marked up, especially by number 40 of the Knights, Colin Maxfield. Maxfield with the long pole. Out around. Again. Oh, and just a nice setup and shot by number 11, Brendan Steele. Again, the Knights man down and go down 1-0 at the 3:25 mark in the first quarter. And that's been a problem for the Knights over the past few games, especially in their losses where they've gotten a man down and haven't been able to kill the penalty. Back in the face-off. Again, it's London Secor. Lund's able to win it. Takes a shot on goal. Goalkeeper can't find it. Finally is able to pick it up. And again, we'll see some pressure in the backfield by the Knights. Try to turn the St. Mary's Seagulls over. Long pass downfield. Again, the Knights getting back, trying to mark everybody up. Back at full strength. You see changes on the fly. As you saw Mike Bangeter come flying into the screen. Bangeter's been an all-purpose player for the Knights over the past year and a half. We've seen him with the long pole. We've seen him with the short pole as a midfielder, as a defender. Just able to do so many things for the Knights. And Coach Lamb just trying to find the area that Mike can be best service. Again, the Knights doing a great job on defense, marking up, staying in their man-to-man principles. As St. Mary's being very patient. There's an attack into the middle of the field and knocked loose by number 4, Greg Gowdy, who picks it up and is on the counterattack now for the Knights. There's one of the freshmen, Tunick, who's turned out to be a great goal scorer for the Knights so far this season. Casey Rich with the ball, trying to work into the middle. Finds Bangeter for the goal. So at the 11:36 mark in the first quarter, we have a tie game. Southern Virginia 1, St. Mary's 1. Back into the face-off circle, we'll have Lund, and number 21 for St. Mary's, Caleb Jardaliza. Lund wins it, gets stick checked as he was trying to set up for a shot. Ball's on the ground. And these 50-50 balls, if the Knights want to extend their winning streak in the Capital Athletic Conference, need to come up with them. Still on the ground. And finally, Lund is able to pick it up out of the scrum. Oh, and a great setup to Tunick from Casey Rich. As Tunick was coming from our left to right into goal, able to find an opening in the crease and sticks it in for goal number 2 for the Knights. Back to the face-off. And again, we'll see Lund in that face-off circle just about all day long for the Knights, as he's done a fantastic job. Teddy Secor in for the St. Mary's College lacrosse team. Quick start for St. Mary's as they were able to get the ball off the penalty. And the Knights do a great job of getting back and setting up their defense. Again, St. Mary's being very patient, which kind of plays into the hands of the Knights as they like to stay around the perimeter. If the Knights can force a turnover, then the counterattack is very easy for them to pull off. The Seahawks with the ball. And looking to dodge in as number 3, Ray LaPlaza. Picked up by number 11, Brendan Steele. Steele scored the lone goal for the Seahawks so far today. We attack on goal by number 11, Brendan Steele again. And is able to score the goal in the top left-hand corner as we're looking for it. So St. Mary's comes back to tie up the game 2-2. 9:35 left to go in the first quarter. Secor and Lund again in the face-off circle. Lund pops it out as number 9, Chris Ruffin's able to pick it up for the Knights. And you see Rich this year being more of a playmaker as people are trying to double team him, able to set up these fabulous freshmen that the Knights have. Shot on goal by Danneman. Looked like it bounced off the pipes and went way out of play. Rich with the ball to start it for the Knights now. Nice screen sent by Tunick for Rich. Nice crisp passing. An attack on goal by Danneman. Danneman spins. Shot was way off, but Tunick was there to back up the play. Knights looking for a quick attack as number 30, Peyton Kimber, is in there. Shot goes off the post as the Seahawks look to counterattack. Ball's loose on the ground as Kimber was trying to press up. Quick shot, nice save by Arvey. On a nice low shot, able to get his stick down, keep the ball from skipping in. Counterattack as you see Peyton Kimber coming down the near sideline. Now the Knights looking to spread out the Seahawks defense, try to get somebody such as Tunick or Danneman, Rich, cutting through the middle. Get a nice easy shot on the doorstep. There's Kimber with a nice bounce shot, able to find almost an impossible angle, squeeze it past the goalie, and Kimber gets his first goal of today. And with that, the Knights again grab the lead, 3-2. 7:30 left to go in the first quarter. London Secor back in the face-off circle. Referee's trying to make sure that everybody stays still. Again, a nice little scrum on the ground, and the loose ball. The ground ball's picked up by number 36, Derek Marks. Marks is able to get it to Tunick. Spencer comes all the way around, being marked up by number 10, Javier Flores. Knights again looking to clear out a side. Quick ball movement, trying to catch the Seahawks in a slide. A screen was set for number 28, Mike Anderson. Danneman now at the ball, plays it back to Anderson. Anderson to Bonner. Knights set up a play here. An attack on the goal, jump shot. And it says that he was in the crease on the shot. That'll turn the ball over to the Seahawks. Let's see how much pressure the Knights can generate here in the backfield. The Seahawks look to advance. And they clear the ball. And do it in relative ease. Seahawks again with a very wide offense to start with. C00. Stuart Utter right in the middle. And the Knights are going to have to be aware of him. Anytime someone attacks, he could step up. They could dump it off to him for a nice shot right on the doorstep. RV's got to be aware. And there it is. And off the goal. Off the post. We saw Utter. And again, anytime there's an attack, you got to watch out for Utter. The Knights are going to have to slide over the defense and make sure that he's covered up. Leave one of the further outside Seahawks open as we see number 6, Dean Anderson, able to stick check the ball away. Tunick with the ball. We see back behind the goal was Rich. Knights with their first line out there on the field now. Casey Rich looking to attack from his left to right. And finds the far right corner on a nice little skip shot as he beats number 25, the goalie, Max Alderman. And so far we've seen Casey being able to assist on 2 goals. Now he gets a goal for himself. And the Knights get a 2-goal lead. As 4:07 comes, Southern Virginia 4, St. Mary's 2. St. Mary's calls a timeout as they don't want the Knights to get on some type of roll and get too far away. Great job by the Knights, able to spread out the scoring. So far we have Mike Bangeter, Spencer Tunick, Casey Rich, and Peyton Kimber all with goals. We've seen Zach Danneman take a shot on goal and bounce it off of the pipes. Scoring so far for the Seahawks has been Brendan Steele with 2 goals. Well, the Knights made a great comeback in their last game, scoring 6 in the fourth quarter. I know Coach Slam would like to see them score 6 in every quarter, make his heart not have to race so hard, but a win's a win. Looking into other games, Southern Virginia's baseball team is at Penn State Harrisburg. The Knights lost the first game to the Lions 4-3, and in the bottom of the first inning, in the second game, there is no score. The women's lacrosse team is at Salisbury, which is taking on one of the upper level teams in all of Division III. They are ranked in the top 10, and with 18:35 left to go in the first half, Southern Virginia is down 6-0. Back to play here with the men's team. Again, we see Lund and Soker come out. Lund's been working really hard to win all these face-offs, and St. Mary's comes away with it. An attack on goal by number 43, straight down the middle of the field, and that's Mike Beecraft. And nobody picked the ball up. Everybody fanned out to the sides. First and foremost, you have to stop the ball, or else you'll have it driven right down your throat, and there was nothing really RV could do there. So St. Mary's College brings it back to within 1, and we're still in the first quarter. Lund and Sokor back at the face-off circle. Looks like Sokor started early, so the Knights will start with the face-off. Lund taking it straight down the field. No one's checking him. Passes it off to Tunick. Tunick's looking across. Finds Daneman in this near sideline. Daneman strings the defense out. Makes a nice dodge. And with an underhand shot, gets it up past the ear of Alderman. And now Daneman's getting into the scoring act. So now all the major goal scorers for the Knights have got one. Rich, Tunick, Daneman, and Kimber. Knights with the 5-3 advantage. 3:31 left to go in this first quarter. Lund and Jardaliza in for the face-off. Jardaliza wins it for the Seahawks. The Seahawks start to attack. That's number 7, Austin Toland. Toland plays it to 17, Connor Jordan. Again, Seahawks are content to bring it out. Once the Knights set their defense, they want to bring it out and then explore any type of openings. The Knights content to let the Seahawks just pass it around the perimeter. Anytime there's an attack, using those long poles to jab at them and keep them at a distance. Oh, ball was loose for a second, but able to have been picked up by Austin Toland. Nice deflection, and Arvey out of the crease to get the ball. Picks it up for the Knights. And an errant pass turns the ball over to the Seahawks. Wasted opportunity for the Knights. Oh, great stick check by Rich. Rich brings it back down. We see the first line for the Knights out there on the field. Danneman trying to stretch the defense out. Tunick coming around the screen from Danneman. It's checked off by number 10 for the Seahawks, Javier Flores. Danneman was looking to spin on 42 of the Seahawks, Benjamin Stevens, unable to do so. And the Seahawks are really starting to pack the defense in tight now. Attack on goal by number 27 of the Knights, Anthony Good. Ball's backed up, though. Tunick was there to back it up. Plays it over to Danneman. Good looks to attack. Plays it back to Kimber. Kimber winds up with a hard shot. Backed up by Cook. And it looks like the Seahawks are going to give the Knights shooting room out about 10 meters from the goal. Great kick save by 25 Max Alderman, or else we would have had another goal. Referees are going to get together to discuss well, they're going over to the timer. And there you see our crack staff in the donkey as the referee is trying to determine how much time is supposed to be on the clock or how much time didn't come off the clock. And now we're back with the clock not being adjusted, but got to make sure that everybody has the right time on there, and they determined that they did. And at the end of the first quarter, Southern Virginia leads by the score of 5-3. Goal scorers for the Seahawks has been number 11, Brendan Steele with 2, and number 43, Mike Beecraft with 1. For the Knights, we have Mike Bangeter with 1, Spencer Tunick with 1, Zach Danneman with 1, Casey Rich with 1, and Peyton Kimber with 1. In other action today, the men's baseball team is away at Penn State Harrisburg. They lost the first game 4-3, just starting the second game. And in the bottom of the second inning, the Knights are up 1-0. At Salisbury, the women's lacrosse team is taking on Salisbury Seagulls, and they are down at the 12:31 mark in the first half, 7-0. Well, all week long we've had great weather up in the high 60s, low 70s, sunshine, blue skies, and then today a cold front comes through, rain, but these lacrosse players seem to like it better when it's a little bit colder. And if they're going to continue to play like this, I'm sure Coach Lamb would like to see this type of weather all the time. The second quarter. And again, 1-2 in the Capital Athletic Conference. The Seahawks are 0-1 in the Capital Athletic Conference. And if the Knights could somehow tie up or even out their record in the Capital, This would be great for them as they are trying to make their case to be in the top 6 for the Capital Athletic Conference tournament that's coming up at the end or the middle of next month. Lund wins the faceoff to begin the second quarter. Straight down the field. Lays it ahead to Tunick. Tunick's able to spin from his right to left and put it past the goalkeeper. 25 of St. Mary's, Max Alderman. So Tunick gets his second goal of the afternoon. And again, nobody from St. Mary's stopped the ball as Lund came straight down the field. Found Tunick as he stepped around the crease and was on the front doorstep for a goal. Now Southern Virginia leads 6-3. Face off again. Lund in for the Knights. And that was number 19, Phil Capallo for the Seahawks. Knights with the ball. Again on the attack. Dannon with it, looking to make a move to the middle of the field. The Knights again just bring the ball around the perimeter, trying to have the ball beat the slides of the defense. In principle, sometimes it'd be nice to see them reverse the field. Cook on the attack, lays it off to Good. Good's double teamed, ball's on the ground, and it's picked up by the Seahawks. The Knights look to attack, and Cook picks up the loose ball. Oh, and tries to go high, but Alderman's there. And Cook, if he could have gone low on that one, may have got the goal. Counterattack quickly by the Seahawks. Great defense by the Knights. Great shot by Cook. Alderman was just able to pull out the save. Seahawks probing the perimeter of the defense. Knights do a great job of cutting off any run to the goal. And we're going to have no goal allowed as he was inside the crease. Saw him try to tightrope right there. Just couldn't hang on or keep his toes out of the crease. Nice setup and play by the Seahawks. Just execution-wise, not able to keep the shooter out of the crease. Kimber with some great stick work, not allowing this stick check to affect him. And we see that first line of offense for the Knights, and Rich just able to rip it past Alderman. No fake, nothing, just a wind up and let it go as it went right over the head into the back of the net for Rich's second goal of the day. And Southern Virginia extends their lead by 4, 7-3 at the 12:03 mark in the second quarter. And if St. Mary's isn't aware, this game can get away from them very quickly here in the second quarter and make it to where the Knights just can put it on cruise control in the second half. Lund with the face-off. Oh, and they call him for a hold. As we see the Seahawks quickly counterattack, and then they just settle back into a slow-paced offense. And in any game, the matchups are so important, and this slow-paced offense seems to just be playing into the hands of the Knights. Slides, not foul anybody, and stick check at will. Again, an errant pass. Arby's not able to pick it up. Great stick save. Ball's on the ground, picked up by the Knights. Number 18, Ryan Larson. Knights look to clear. It's Maxfield looking to clear. Larson comes back to pick up the ball. Plays it ahead, and we'll see the midfielders come into the zone now. There's Rich again, who just scored for the Knights. Kimber comes in. Again, the Knights looking to add to this momentum that they've got on their side now. And if you can proverbially put a nail into a coffin, this early in the game, a score right here would really put St. Mary's behind the 8 ball. Cook with the dodge to the middle of the field. Reverses it to Kimber. Kimber to Good. Good looks to attack. Goes around the crease. Smartly plays it back out. Good looking for shooting room. Plays it over to Rich. Rich by 2 men. And with a great goal low on the right-hand side of the goalie. As Rich now has 3 goals for the game. And Rich manufactured that goal almost by himself as Kimber gave it to him from the top. Rich was able to take on a double team, split them. Nobody stepped up and was able to fire it right past the goalie on the goalie's left-hand side. Lund back in for the Knights at the face-off. Looks like that's number 19 for the Seagulls. Capello. Loose ball picked up by the Seahawks. And St. Mary's has to feel a little bit of urgency now as this game is starting to slip away from them. And if the Knights can get a double-digit lead by halftime, their chances of evening up their record in the Capital Conference are extremely great. Shot on goal by number 35, Matt Carney. Goes wide. Backed up by the Seahawks. Number 77, Nick Wilkinson, shoots it off the post. Ball is picked up again by the Seahawks. High shot by the Seahawks. Number 4, Luke Eiselman. Again, backed up by the Seahawks. Number 27, Kevin O'Malley. Nice check there by Mike Bangeter. Ryan Larson with some great one-on-one defense, funneling the Seahawks to the outside. Nothing able to get to the middle of the field. Little stutter step. And again, great defense as we're seeing. Syrian Giroux's able to funnel the man back out. And again, another funnel to the outside. Turn back the Seahawks as they try to attack. And this has to be frustrating. And now we have the shot clock turned on. You see it counting down there. 20 seconds to shoot. Loose ground ball. Quickly picked up. And a shot. Backed up. By the Seahawks, and they're stopping play now, putting 3 seconds back on the shot clock. And the Knights need to play stiff defense now for this 3 seconds and can cause a turnover. And no, they're saying that the shot clock went off before the shot was allowed. Great defense by the Knights, causing a turnover on a shot clock violation. And that may have been the best defensive stand that the Knights have had ever. Peyton Kimber being able to absorb the contact, and there's a foul. Peyton starts it quickly, dodging all over the place. Casey Rich is feeling it, wants another goal. Lays it back to Danneman. Kimber lays it off to Good. Good with a hard shot. Right over the top with it looked like a number 7 for St. Mary's, Austin Toland. And I would have ducked too as the ball came flying at his head. Knights retain possession. Shot by Danneman. Danneman tries to underhand scoop it. Shot was backed up by Tunick. Knights retain possession. Rich with the ball in a dangerous position. About top of the circle. Saw Good trying to come in. And deflected and taken by the Seahawks now. Seahawks with a fast counterattack as they see Cook coming flying down the field. Nice play over to number 77, Nick Wilkinson of the Seahawks, as he's able to get it past RV for goal number 4 for the Seahawks. And now with 5:28 left to go in the second quarter, Southern Virginia's lead is shortened by 1, as they still have a 4-goal lead and lead 8-4. London Capello in for the face-off. It's important that Lund wins this face-off for the Knights to gain that momentum back. Don't want to let the Seahawks get 1 or 2 more goals going into halftime. Ball's on the ground. Picked up by the Seahawks. And the sense of urgency that we talked about earlier, the Seahawks are starting to feel that. Don't want the Knights to get too far out in front of them where they can't reel them back in. Knights want to take advantage of the momentum that they had, score a few more goals. Nice dodge and spin by number 17, Connor Jordan of the Seahawks. And all of a sudden, after a great defensive stand where the Knights kept everything on the perimeter, turned back attack after attack, and caused a shot clock violation, the Seahawks have been able to score 2 quick goals. And now the Knights' lead is evaporated to 3 goals, with 5:02 left to go in this second quarter. Face off again, Capello and Lund. Ball still loose. And picked up by the Knights. That is number 36, Derek Marks. Marks has it knocked away. And out of bounds. Knights will have possession. Rich looks to take it on to himself. Fake a pass and then a shot backed up by the Knights. Zach Danneman there. Knights are looking to find the goal, as the Seahawks have been able to score 2 quick goals. Oh, blind pass by Cook. Tunic's able to find it. Get it before it goes out. Anthony Good on the attack. Lays it off to Tunic. Again, the Knights are able to quickly pass the ball around the perimeter, getting turned back on any type of attack toward the middle of the field. St. Mary's doing a great job of funneling. Danneman with a little juke and jive, but was turned back. Wisely broke off his attack, played it back outside. There's Brady Cook looking to try to find Good on the front doorstep. Not able to. Ball out of bounds on the pass. Goes over to St. Mary's. And now we'll have a timeout on the field. Well, so far the Knights have been in almost complete control, except for the last 3 minutes of this second quarter. Some stats for you. The Knights have taken 20 shots, 12 of them on goal. Arvey has 3 saves. The Knights have won 9 face-offs. 5 turnovers. Caused 2 turnovers. They're 0-0 man up, and they have 1 penalty on them. The Seahawks of St. Mary's has 12 shots, 8 on goal, 4 saves, won 6 face-offs, have won 15 ground balls, 5 of 6 on clears, have 7 turnovers, only caused 1 turnover, and they are one for one in their man up. Knights again have had clear control and momentum on their side, and then in the last 3 minutes or 2 minutes, in the last 2 minutes, the Seahawks have been able to come back on the Knights and cut a 4-goal lead down to a 3-goal lead. So now the Knights again trying to find that elusive momentum that they had for so long. They want to get it back. And it should start here on the defensive end, where we saw a great defensive stand as the Knights were able to cause a shot clock violation. St. Mary's is able to clear the ball. Great save by Arvey, picked up by Colin Maxfield as the ball bounced off of Arvey's stick. The ball was checked away from Maxfield. Oh, and a long bounce shot by number 11 of the Seahawks, Brendan Steele, for his 3rd of the game. And all of a sudden, all the momentum that the Knights had through the first quarter and the first 10 minutes of the second quarter seemed to start evaporating as St. Mary's has closed the gap to 2 now. 2:43 left to go in this second quarter, and in the first half, the Knights still have an advantage, 8-6, but all of a sudden, the lead is just dwindling away. Lund back in the face-off circle, so is Capella. Lund was able to win it briefly, but picked up by number 43, Beecraft. Great save by Arvey. Ball's loose on the ground. Dumped over to Danneman. Danneman plays it to Rich. Looks like I thought I saw the referee throw his flag. So at the end of this play, if the Knights don't score, they should be a man up. We see the officials conferring with each other now. Looks like number 43 of the Seahawks, Mike Beecraft, will be sent off. We'll wait for confirmation to see, but we know that the Knights will be a man up now. Don't know for how long. We couldn't hear from the officials. But now the Knights need to take advantage of this man up that they'll have for a full minute or until a goal is scored. This is a great opportunity for the Knights to get the momentum back on their side going into halftime and score a man up goal. There we see Danneman at the top, acting as a playmaker. Oh, and Peyton Kimber looked the defense off toward Casey Rich, came back with a high shot over the right-hand side of the top of the goalkeeper, number 25, Max Alderman. And that will help get the Knights back on track with this last 1 minute and 29 seconds left to go. London Capello in for the face-off, and Capello's able to pick it up for the Seahawks. And now let's see if the Knights can stiffen up their defense in this last minute and 15 seconds. A turnover and a counterattack would be great at this point as the Knights come off that man-up goal. Errant pass by the Seahawks, being able to pick up by number 35 of the Seahawks, Matt Connery. Arvey with a kick save. And those shots coming in at about 50 miles an hour onto bare skin. There's going to be some big bruises on Arvey after this game. 20 seconds. Shot into the side of the goal. Arvey's able to pick it up. Looks for a long clear down the field. Pass goes straight to a Seahawk. 3 seconds, 2, 1. And that will be the end of the half, where the Knights lead the Seahawks of St. Mary's College 9-6. Great first half. We thank you for staying with us and being with us today, and we'll be back right before the end of this half. Well, welcome back to the fields at Southern Virginia University, where the Knights lead the St. Mary's Seahawks 9-6. Looking at some of the statistics for the first half, they're very even on the statistics, where the shots by period, St. Mary's had 17, Southern Virginia 22. The ground balls 21-21. Fouls or violations 2 for Southern Virginia, 1 for St. Mary's. Face-offs 1, 8 for St. Mary's, 9 for Southern Virginia. As we see the face-off there with Lund, and picked up by the Seahawks. So now it's 9-9 in face-offs. Clears 6 and 7s for St. Mary's. And we see a quick shot over the top of the goal. The only statistic that's heavily in the Knights' favor now are the goals, which the Knights have 9, Seahawks from St. Mary's has 6. Again, we saw a great defensive stand in one possession by the Knights in the first half, where they kept the Seahawks away from the goal, funneled them out to the sides. The shot clock was turned on, and they caused a shot clock violation. Greatest defensive stand that I've seen here at the fields for a men's lacrosse team. Great close down by number 40 of the Knights, Colin Maxfield. Another quick, hard shot on goal by number 7, Austin Toland. It was a quick, hard shot, but not on goal, as it sailed high and wide to the right. Quick dodge and attack. You see the Knights are able to come with a double team anytime that the Seahawks try to dodge into the middle of the field. Mike Bangeter working there as Gowdy comes over to help. Again, another great defensive stand so far by the Knights. Ball's on the ground, picked up by the Seahawks. Brendan Steele, who scored 3 goals for the Seahawks, looks to attack. Being guarded by Larson. Quick shot on goal. Off the pipes. Bangeter picks it up, looking to clear. Oh, and a quick stick check as Bangeter got a little loose with his stick. Turns it over to the Seahawks. And a quick stick check there by number 30 for the Knights. 36 for the Knights. Derek Marks. High and wide shot by the Seahawks, backed up by the Seahawks. So they maintain possession here. And have had possession for the first 3 minutes of this third quarter. And a quick, hard shot to Arvy's right-hand side, right past his ear. And so now the Seahawks gain on the Knights and are only down by 2 as they trail the Southern Virginia Knights 9-7. Ball's on the ground. Picked up by Tunic. Knights are able to get into the offensive end for the first time in this third quarter. And want to maintain possession as long as possible. Quick hit, and now we got the ball turned over to the Seahawks. And the Knights just becoming a little bit lackadaisical on the offensive end. Oh, and a huge check there as the Knights will go a man down now. Dangerous play. And the defense now for the Knights will really have to stiffen up on their man down as the Seahawks are 1 for 1 being a man up. And looks like it's going to be a 2-minute penalty. So here the Seahawks start. Again, Knights packing it in. And Arvey had the save, rolled out of his stick and in. So now the Knights are up by only 1. So with 10:45 left to go in the third quarter, the Knights have seen all the momentum that they had in the first half just slowly slip away from them as St. Mary's is able to come and bring back the goal deficit to within 1. London for the face-off. Picked up by Danneman. Nice. Had the ball, and again, the last time they had possession, kind of lackadaisical on the offensive end. Kimber was checked from behind and lost control of the ball. Nice looking to try to find some of that great offensive flow they had in the first half. Danneman's on the ground. Ball's on the ground and scooped up by the Seahawks. Number 7 of the Seahawks able to clear it all the way down. 17 of the Seahawks. Connor Jordan with his 3rd goal of the day now. Able to just wind up and let it rip right past Arvey. And so now the Knights have lost the lead completely. They've lost the momentum completely as the Seahawks have come back to tie this up with 9:43 left to go in the third quarter, 9-9. London Capello in the face-off circle. And the Seahawks are just a little bit quicker to the ball in this half. Quick pass ahead. And now the Knights defense really going to have to dial it in. And the Seahawks back to this probing, laid-back offense that we saw them having the first half. This hasn't been what's got them to the tie. And a behind the head shot in for goal. And again, that's number 11. Brendan Steele, his 4th goal of the game. And this is a completely different looking Seahawks team and a completely different looking Knights defense that we saw in the first half. What a great shot by Steele as he was running past the goal, flipped it back behind his head past Arvey, and St. Mary's takes the lead for the first time today. Since the 13:25 mark in the first quarter. Knights win the face-off. And now the Knights offense really has to crank it up. Has been almost non-existent in this first part of the third quarter. Rich taking on a double team now. Fakes a couple passes. Plays it back to Danneman. Kimber with a hard shot. Backed up by the Knights. Cook with another shot. And saved by number 25, Alderman. Alderman looks to clear. Ball's on the ground. Rich is there trying to cause some havoc for the Seahawks, but the Seahawks are able to gain control again. Still haven't been able to clear the ball completely. Ball's on the ground, picked up by Kimber. And out of bounds off the Knights. Seahawks will retain the ball. And a quick turnover by the Seahawks. One-on-one with Tunic. And he's able to find the back of the goal to even it up. And that quick turnover that the Seahawks had, they weren't able to get back on defense, were very lackadaisical. The ball was passed ahead quickly to Spencer Tunic. Tunic's able to make a dodge and a spin move back to the middle of the field and get a one-on-one with the goalie, Alderman, and Tunic is able to prevail to bring the Knights back to a tie, 10-10. A violation on Lund. Seahawks will have the ball now. The ball got stuck in the stick of Lund on that face-off. Fortunate that the pass was missed there by number 11, Steele, or else he would have had another shot right on Arvey's front doorstep. Errant pass. Ground ball's picked up by the Seahawks. Again, the Seahawks seem to be just a half a step quicker than they were in the first. Nice save by Arvey, backed up by the Seahawks. Arvey was able to get low on that one as he read the angle of the shot coming in. Seahawks looking to capitalize on the momentum they've gained in this third quarter, where they've scored 4 goals so far in the first 10 minutes. The Knights looking to put an end to this. Loose ball on the ground. Picked up again by the Seahawks. Errant pass. Again, the Seahawks are there. And a quick shot. And again, high into Arvey's left. As you see, number 17, Connor Jordan, with his 4th of the day. And so St. Mary's College takes a 1-goal lead again. And you can see that the rain is starting to come down again, a little bit heavier. London Capello in the face-off now. Ball's out. And the Knights win it as Marks picks up the ground ball. And the Knights need to answer back on this possession. Tunick with the ball and is able to skip past it to the left of Alderman to tie the score back up. And that'll be Tunick's 4th of the day. And so now the Seahawks and the Knights are just trading goals in this third quarter. Again, we'll see Lund and Capello in for the face-off. Lund wins the face-off for the Knights. And the Knights need to get back to the offensive efficiency that we saw in that first and second quarter. Knights looking to clear the ball. Larson with it. Taking on a double team. Plays it ahead to Good. Seahawks try to stick check. To no avail, though. Rich coming around the near side of the goal. Finds Kimber. Kimber with a high shot. Backed up by the Knights as they retain possession. And there is no hesitation in any of these Knights, especially the freshmen. Rich looking to take on the double team. Spins back to the middle. Is knocked down. Retains possession of the ball in his stick somehow. And finally it comes out. And now we have a foul called on number 42 of the Seahawks, Benjamin Stevens. And so now the Knights with a man up. The Knights were a man up in the first half. Were able to score off their man up offense. Again, it's going to be imperative that they score on this man up possession. Cook thought about it, then thought better of it. Casey Birch brings it back around. Cook again, lays it off to Daneman, to Kimber. Cook with a wide shot to the right. And now all this rain may be starting to affect the way that the strings on the stick can grip onto the ball. You may see shots a little bit further off for the rest of the day. Nice faking. Pass fakes that we see the Knights putting it on now. Zach Daneman with the ball. Tries to find his way into the middle. Again, the Knights being very patient. And the patience didn't pay off until Tunick was able to cause a ground ball. Now it's picked up by the Seahawks. Seahawks are looking to clear the ball with 1:20 left in this third quarter. And a tie score. Whoever can grab the momentum going into the fourth quarter will have the advantage. And now we have, looks like what's going to amount to an offsides call, but now the referees are going to get together. It looks like it's going to remain Seahawk ball. They were just not able to count correctly. As the rain's coming down, it makes that blue line not as visible as you would like it to be. And there we see a quick restart as number 17, Connor Jordan, get his 5th goal of the day. Able to come around the crease, bounce it into the goal past Arvey. And with 49 seconds left to go in this third quarter, the Seahawks regain a 1-goal lead. Capello and Lund back at the face-off circle. Ball's up in the air. And picked up by the Seahawks. Quick movement by the ball. Shot on goal off the pipes. Picked up by Jordan. Connor Jordan, 5-goal score so far today. Arvey's able to block it. Ground ball is picked up by the Knights. Knights look to clear with 13 seconds left to go. Arvey quickly gets it away. Long pass down the field and out of bounds. Ball will go over to the Seahawks. The referee stopped play saying, hey, you got to come to me to put the ball in. And so for this last 2 seconds, long pass down the field. And there's the horn for the end of the third quarter, where St. Mary's has come back from a 3-goal deficit at the beginning of the third quarter to take a 1-goal lead and lead the Knights 12-11. In other games around that Southern Virginia is participating in, baseball is leading Penn State Harrisburg 3-0 in the top of the sixth. The women's lacrosse team is at Salisbury, and at the end of the half, they were down 12-0, and at the end of the game, Salisbury wins 18-0. So the Knights men's baseball team lost the first game at Penn State Harrisburg 3-4. They're leading in the second game at 3-0. The Knights here against St. Mary's are losing or trailing the Seahawks by 1, and the women's lacrosse team lost to a outstanding and ranked Salisbury team 18-0. So as the rain continues to come down a little bit harder, the Knights had their work cut out for them, but they were able to come back in their last game that they played, down going into the fourth quarter, came back, scored 6 big goals in the fourth quarter to take the win. We're going to look for something like that to happen again for the Knights as they break the huddle. So it's going to be very important for the Knights to win this first face-off to set the tone for the rest of the quarter. Also defensively, we're going to need to see a stand like we saw in the first half where the Knights shut out the Seahawks for a full possession. The shot clock was eventually turned on and caused a shot clock violation. We see London Capello in for the face-off to start the fourth quarter. And Lund is able to pick up the face-off win. Danneman had it for a second and maintains possession. Knights need to be very efficient now on offense. See Cook take the ball out, lays it off to Good, and Good is able to sneak it past Alderman, right to Alderman's right, very small angle to tie the score up at 14:21 left to go, not only in the fourth quarter but in the game. Knights 12, Seahawks 12. London Capello back into the face-off circle. And again, winning the face-offs are utmost important for the Knights now as they look to gain on that momentum of that goal scored so quickly here in the fourth quarter. Lund had it for a second, flipped it up in the air. Seahawks were able to run underneath it and gain possession. Big check. And no goal, as they say that they were in the crease. There's going to be a foul called, though. I believe that would be on Dean Anderson. As he's sent off for 30 seconds. So the Knights will be down a man for 30 seconds. And after a huge stop like that, it's just unfortunate that the foul had to happen. Seahawks look to take advantage of this man up as the Knights defense, their man down defense, needs to be very stiff here. Seahawks quickly moving it around, trying to catch the Knights in a slide. Off the post Seahawks are able to remain in possession. Number 7 winds up and lets it go as Austin Toland. The Seahawks trying to score quickly as the penalties winding down. Oh, nice dodge, fake shot, and then final shot by Connor Jordan for his 6th goal of the game. And just as the penalty was winding down, Connor Jordan's able to find the back of the net. St. Mary's again takes the lead by 1, 13-12, and it looks like whoever has possession of the ball in the final seconds may be the winner of this game. What an exciting game. London Capello in for the face-off. Lund fights for it. Is able to scoop up the loose ball. Plays it back to Marks. Marks winds up and shoots wide of the goal. The Knights had it backed up. They'll remain in possession. Cook looking to attack. Runs through a stick check. Lays it over to Good, and Good's able to find the back of the net to tie the score up at 13. And that was all made possible by Cook going through a stick check. And quickly you see Lund back at the face-off circle. He wants to get this game going. Capello comes in for the Seahawks. Rain continues to come down at a much steadier pace than it was in the first half. Ball's on the ground, picked up by Marks. Marks is able to clear it ahead to Danneman. Danneman with a full head of steam lays it over to Larson. Larson brings it back out. Lays it off to Peyton Kimber. Danneman with a nice move and bouncing it through the legs of Alderman as the Knights are able to grab the lead. Danneman with his second of the day gives the Knights the lead at 11:46 in the fourth quarter. Now it's Secor back in for the Seahawks as Lund remains in the face-off circle for the Knights. Ball's on the ground, picked up by Lund. Rich with the ball. And now the Knights can be a little bit more selective on their attacks as they have a 1-goal lead. And Cook is able to bounce it past Alderman using the slickness of the turf. Ball didn't bounce up as much as Alderman thought it was going to be. Skipped right underneath his stick. And that's Cook's first goal of the day, and he gives the Knights a 2-goal lead. And just as quickly as the Seahawks were able to take advantage of the Knights and get this game back into their advantage, the Knights have switched the tables and been able to take the momentum back, and not only just the momentum, but the lead. 15-13, 11:09 left to go in the fourth quarter. Timeout is called by the Seahawks. Checking in on some other game action. The men's baseball team lost to Penn State Harrisburg in their first game of the doubleheader, 3-4. They're leading the second game of their doubleheader, 3-0. The Knights women's lacrosse team was at Salisbury, who is ranked in the top 10 for Division III, and lost 18-0. Yesterday, the Knights softball team played at Roanoke, a doubleheader, and lost both of those. And right now, your Knights men's lacrosse team leads St. Mary's 15-13. The Knights are looking to even up their Capital Athletic Conference record at 2-2. St. Mary's Seahawks are trying to even up their Capital Athletic Conference record at 1-1. Frostburg is leading the way in the Capital Conference with a 2-0 record. Salisbury's 1-0. St. Mary's 1-0. Marymount 1-1. Then we have Southern Virginia at 1-2. York 0-0. Christopher Newport 0-0. St. Mary's 0-1. And Wesley 0-2. And one of those losses that Wesley has came from Southern Virginia, the first Capital Athletic Conference win in the Knights' history. Face-off won by St. Mary's. Quick attack. Backed up. St. Mary's will retain possession. And now with a 2-goal lead, the Knights can really start to push this thing out with a great defensive stand here. Nice stick checking by the Knights. Again, funneling everything away from the goalkeeper. Double teaming when they have to. Nice job by the Knights. Again, funneling everything to the outside. Quick over-the-head shot by number 77, Nick Wilkinson. Nowhere close to the goal. Backed up by the Seahawks, though, as they retain possession. Wilkinson goes down to the turf. They're able to pop back up as the Seahawks are not able to find any creases in the Knights' defense right now. Shot way over the top of the goal by the Seahawks. And this is one of the defensive stands that the Knights need to make. If they can frustrate the Seahawks here, gain advantage, clear the ball, and go down and score another goal, that would really start to drive the nail in the coffin. Great defense there by number 4, Gowdy. Errant pass. Ball on the ground. You can see there number 11, Giroux picked the ball up. Looks to clear it all the way across the field. And now the Knights on the counterattack. Cook lays the ball off to Kimber. Kimber Payton with a nice shot. Wide to the left, though. Backed up as the Knights will retain possession. As time starts to wind down on St. Mary's, you can see their defense getting a little bit more aggressive, which will leave them exposed a little bit more. And with the Knights sharpshooters, they could be having fun just picking apart the goalkeeper of St. Mary's. Rich with a straight ahead shot. Alderman's able to play it off his body. Goes out of bounds off the Knights. And over to the Seahawks. 7:23 left to go in this fourth quarter. Knights have a 2-goal lead. Great pressure by the Knights. They try to affect the clearing of the Seahawks. Toland's able to take it all the way down. High pass. Able to keep it in bounds. And I don't know if that was a pass or a shot. They're going to say it was a shot. So it remains in St. Mary's possession. Looked more like a pass to me. I don't think a shot would be 15 or 20 feet away from the goal. Again, a great defensive stand is going to be needed here by the Knights. Errant pass and ball on the ground. Saved by the Seahawks. Oh, great check by number 28 of the Knights, Mike Anderson. Slowed the re-attack down with that huge check. Ball's loose. And Peyton Kimber's able to come out. And he's on a mission going to goal. Reverses field. Gets to the front crease. Oh, tries to flip it back over the head. Just misses. You see number 22, Casey Rich there, able to back it up. And the clock is slowly becoming an ally of the Knights now, as they can afford to really move the ball, look for the creases, take great shots, and make sure on their shots that if the ball's going out of bounds, that they're the ones that are backing it up, and just maintain possession for this last 5 minutes of the fourth quarter. And it looks like the Knights are going to start to slow it down some and work the clock as their ally. Rich with the stutter step and stop. Shot over the top of the goal, but you saw Tunick there. Able to back it up. Knights retain possession. Cook with a start and stop stutter step. Finds Tunic. Tunic spins, reverses, looks for an opening. Good. And we have a shot clock violation. Seahawks look to clear as the Knights look to put pressure. Slowing the Seahawks up, looking for a turnover. And the Knights with the 2-goal lead, 3:30 left to go. Oh, and as we just said, that with the 2-goal lead, the Knights let Nick Wilkerson go from his left to right and beats Arvey on a shot. So the Knights maintain a 1-goal lead with 3:29 left to go in the fourth quarter. London Capello back in the face-off circle. Lund momentarily was able to win it. Stick checked, and the Seahawks had it momentarily. And errant pass throws it away. Ball over to the Knights. Oh, and they're going to say that it went off of a Knight. So the Seahawks get possession. I didn't see which Knight touched the ball. So now the defense has to be strong here. And there you see 35 of the Seahawks. Matt Carney goes slashing down the lane, receive the pass, and be able to put it past Arvey. .255 left to go in the fourth quarter. All tied up. And again, whoever has the ball in the last few seconds may be the one that wins the game, as these teams are just trading blows back and forth. Ball still on the ground, won by the Seahawks. And an errant pass over to the Knights. Knights look to clear, and the pass is stolen by the Seahawks. And a quick counterattack by Connor Jordan, his 7th of the day, gives St. Mary's a 1-goal lead. And just an ill-advised pass all the way across the field. Picked off by the Seahawks. Played ahead to Connor Jordan, and Jordan's able to put it in. And the scoring is picked up here in this last few seconds. London Capello back in the face-off. Lund's able to win the face-off. Plays it back to Arvey. Cameron Payton with the ball now. Brings it up. Rich with it. Lays it back to Danneman. Danneman back to Rich. And you really see that zone of St. Mary's now really become compacted. Kimber Payton to Rich. Rich had his idea. Ball stolen on the pass to Good by number 28. Jackson Patrician. St. Mary's with the possession now. And the Knights are going to have to expand their defense. Look to double team the ball. Being down a goal, they can't allow St. Mary's just to run the timeout. Here comes the double team. And now a timeout by St. Mary's. And that timeout by St. Mary's may be something that the coach wants to talk to them about how to run this timeout. But that timeout helps Southern Virginia much more than it helps St. Mary's, as now Coach Lamb can get his defense together and they can talk about how they want to attack this St. Mary's team who has a 1-goal lead, what they want to do to make sure that the ball comes out, and when the ball does come out, how they want to counterattack quickly down the field. 1:09 left to go in this game. The Knights need the ball back to get a chance for overtime. In other games around the Southern Virginia campus, the softball team went to Roanoke yesterday ahead of the weather and lost 2 games to Roanoke. The women's lacrosse team was at Salisbury University in the Capital Athletic Conference, and Salisbury won that game 18-0. The men's baseball team is at Penn State Harrisburg. In the first game, they lost to Penn State Harrisburg 3-4. In the second game, the bottom of the 7th, the Knights have a 3-0 lead. And in this game, St. Mary's and Southern Virginia have been bouncing back and forth in this last quarter of the game. But with 1:09 left, unfortunately, the Knights are down 16-15. Looking at some of the stats for this game, we have goal scorers for the Knights. Mike Bangeter with 1, Brady Cook with 1, and then we have Zach Dannon with 2, Anthony Good with 2, Peyton Kimber with 2, Casey Rich with 3, and Spencer Tunick with 4. For the Seahawks, we have Matt Carney with 1, Mike Beecraft with 1, Nick Wilkerson with 2, Brendan Steele with 4, and Connor Jordan with 7. So now it's going to be interesting this last 1:09. What are the Knights going to do to double team the ball, cause a turnover? There's the double team. And again, we're trying to find some stick checking here or to get the shot clock turned on. Arvey's out of goal, and nobody was there. As you see, number 17 nose time and score. That would be Connor Jordan. Could have gone to score the goal. Jordan takes the shot, bounces it over the goal that was empty. The Seahawks pick it back up with 30 seconds left to go. The Knights have to force a turnover. You see Arvey out of goal. There will be no shot clock turned on. And now we have a turnover. It'll be the Knights' ball. Long heave down the field. And out of bounds. Ball be turned over to the Seahawks. And that may have been the best chance for the Knights, as 10 seconds are left to go. You see the Seahawks just going to run it out now. Ball's on the ground. Picked up by Rich. Lets it go. And he bounces in. It bounced off the stand. He didn't even have to try to block it. Could have just let it go past the goal. He redirected it into the goal. It was in before the horn went off. And we have a tie game. And what luck for the Knights. Sometimes you have to have luck on your side. All St. Mary's had to do was just loft the ball in the air down towards the goal. but turned it over. Let Rich have a shot on goal. The shot was wide to the goalkeeper's right-hand side. He stuck his stick out, redirected it back into the goal. Counts, and now we're going into overtime. What a game. Again, the one with the last, whoever had the last possession had the last chance on goals. Fortunately for the Knights, they had the last possession, had the shot, and brought it back to tie the game at 16. See the rain coming down heavily now, as it has all second half. Knights have new life as we go into overtime. So now you see the 4 minutes are put up on the clock. We play sudden victory. First goal wins, takes it all. So now the face-off is going to be even more important than in the regular time. Great show of sportsmanship there between Lund and Capello. Lund and Capello in the face-off circle, as these two have been squaring off for most of this game. Ball's on the ground. The Seahawks are able to control it. Knights with a lot of pressure, trying to affect the clear. Errant pass and out of bounds. The Knights ball on their offensive end. Kimber Payton starts it off. Brady Cook takes it all the way around the goal. Ball over to Rich. Into Tunic. Tunic with a hard shot, but again, you don't know how much this rain's affecting the way that the ball grips those strings. Shot was backed up by the Knights. They retain possession. Shot by Rich. And he sneaks it in past Alderman for the win. And now the Knights even up their Capital Athletic Conference record. 2-2. The Seahawks fall to 0-2. As we recap the goal scorers, first for the Seahawks, Matt Carney with 1, Mike Beecraft with 1, Nick Wilkerson with 2, Brendan Steele with 4, Connor Jordan with 5. And now for your Knights, Mike Banger with 1, Brady Cook with 1, Anthony Good with 2, Peyton Kimber with 2, Zach Dannon with 2, Spencer Tunick with 4, and Casey Rich with 5, his 5th being the game winner in sudden victory. What a game as we come to the end of the sudden victory overtime. The Knights even up their Capital Athletic Conference record at 2-2. They even up their overall record at 4-4. Just a wonderful, wonderful game by the Knights as we saw great offense. We saw flashes of defense that were just outstanding. Finally, they put it all together in this sudden victory overtime to bring home the win. Well, thank you for staying with us today. I hope wherever you are, you stayed nice, warm, and dry. Again, join us next week as we have 3 games that'll be broadcast on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. For Craig Reese, our producer, and our cameraman, this is Mike Harmon saying thank you for joining us at the Fields, and join us again.